Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first My Music of the Week with me, Graham Cofe, and Rachel, who is feeling cozy or is cozy. Who knows? We'll find out in a minute after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
And I was watching that. I was just realizing that I should have worn my new analog trash T-shirt, which they sent me yesterday in the post today, but I haven't. I apologise for that, guys. I'll do it. I'll do it later on in the week. I promise. I'll make sure I do that. Rachel, are you feeling cozy today?
Yes, I am. It's starting to be spring. We're feeling really cozy over here in St. Louis.
Oh, what sort of temperatures generally would you get over in that part of the world at this time of year? Because outdoors at the moment here, it's still cold and it's grey and it's miserable and it looks like it's going to rain. So, what is it like there?
We are starting to have some warmer temperatures. Last week, we were definitely starting to feel like spring, definitely starting to creep into that summer territory. We've walked it back. I think this week's a little chillier, but we had a bit of a spring teaser last week. So that's a whole lot of that.
I do love it when the spring comes in. You know, getting rid of the dark nights for a start is a real must. Can't get up in the morning when it's dark. Can you? Are you? No. You just want to duvet it and get someone to bring you a cup of tea in bed and all of that sort of thing. In terms of cozy, where's the name come from, and what's your kind of definition of cozy as well?
Sure. So my full name is actually Rachel Kozinski.
There you go. That's where it comes from.
So the name Kozi comes from the actual name Kozinski. Yeah, we just kind of truncated it, but we felt like it was a good fit for the band as well. We want people to feel sort of those cozy vibes when they listen to our music.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
We're embodying it.
How long did it take for that name to, for you to get that name rather than anything else? Did you think about it for a long time, or did it just naturally kind of quickly come to the fore?
I think it kind of naturally came forward. My nickname in college was Mama Kozi because I was kind of the group mom. I still kind of am. And it just was a nice fit. So it's a lot easier than trying to get everyone in the audience to say Kozinski. So
yeah. No, I get that. Now, you mentioned just before you came on that you found me through an interview I did with someone else. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So the band Goldberry. So there's a band that local here to St. Louis, just like myself, St. Louis, Missouri in the US, who did an interview with you. They just had an album release, I believe, a couple weeks ago, actually. So that was kind of how I discovered you, word of mouth, word of the social medias.
Yeah. Now I see from some of their social media that they have quite a background in church and things like that as well. Is that similar for you? Is it quite a, is it quite a religious area that you're coming from there? Is it?
Yeah, I would say that St. Louis has a certain amount of like religious atmosphere to it. It's a very Catholic city. It's like an older French city for like United States standards. So we have a lot of beautiful cathedrals around here. Yeah, lots of gorgeous churches for sure.
I do apologize. The dog's woken up. Hello. Did you want to join in? No, he's decided not to. It's because the dog next door has started off, which is now setting him off. Excuse me, I'm trying to do an interview here. All right, stop it. Honestly, honestly, you don't get this on TV, do you? I mean, honestly,
No,
it's
we're
really
here for the dogs.
well. Yeah. Have you got a dog yourself?
No, I wish. I wish I did. Yeah, someday down the line for us when things settle down a little
I
bit.
love
It's
him
not quite.
dearly. He is, great company here for me during the day while I'm doing my writing and everything else. He is also, the subject of my newsletter that goes out, which is called Sausage Dogs Are Cute. However, he can be an absolute pain in the backside when you're trying to do interviews like this. So I do apologise. He decided as well. You can't see it in the background, folks, but there is actually a bed down there. Because my son's coming home from university, so we've got a bed out in the office for him to sleep in that night. And he's decided that rather than his bed that we've put out for him to sleep in, he's going to sleep in that. The dogs
do a people bed.
yeah, people. Yeah, that's right. Dogs do that sort of thing, don't they? They kind of make up their own mind, really.
Yeah,
Now, talk to me about your music. When did you first start writing music?
So this project, Rachel is Cozy, is 2 years old this month.
Very good.
So the songs that are part of this project, I started writing these about 2 years ago. But I've been playing around and writing since I was 12 or 13, so for quite some time.
Wow. So a couple of years then,
Mm-hmm.
You say project. It's interesting that people call a lot of their musical stuff these days projects, isn't it? As opposed to a band or whatever. Why do you use the term project? Do you see it's quite flexible as to who's coming in and out of that project, or what determines it as a project?
I think for me, what kind of demarcated this project was I knew I wanted to write about some sort of like specific things.
Right.
And I wanted to start, at point A and start writing and then just see how far it took me. But to have them all kind of be around some central themes and some central ideas and have a bit of a cohesiveness. So
okay, well, let's talk about some of those themes because so for example, you've got a song called Whale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no whale sounds in it, by the way, folks. But it does sound almost like you're having a conversation with a whale in there. What's going on there?
Yeah, so Whale Song is one of the newer songs of the group of 8 that are a part of this project. So this project's Piece de Resistance, we're releasing our first studio record here coming up on April 7th. And Whale Song, of those 8 songs that are on that record, is one of the newer songs. And it's actually about a dream that I had at night, like while I was sleeping. And it was a dream about some whales. So the whales are symbolically a part of the song. And essentially in this dream, the dream starts and I'm just in this vast expanse of water and I see at a great distance these whales. And I think to myself, sick, whales, I'm going to swim up to these whales and hang out with these whales. And then as the closer I get, I start to realize how big these whales actually are. And I'm actually in danger with how big they are. Could care less about me. And personally, I'm also a yoga teacher. And this dream stuck with me. And I kind of was starting to think about it quite a lot. And I kept coming back to this theme that we have in yoga, where if you have a dream or an aspiration, like a goal, sort of a dream, grow your container to be the best steward of that dream. Grow yourself to be a big enough container, a worthy enough container to be able to contain that dream, and then the dream will come. Then what you're wanting will come. And so essentially what the dream came to symbolize for me was my dream for music, wanting to grow myself to be the kind of person that could steward a project like Rachel is Cozy, to bring it forward.
That's fantastic. And now listen, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions based on that, right?
Sure.
Kind of psychoanalyze you a little bit, really. Well, so
Go for it.
Yeah. So one is, as a child, did you have a pet or like a stuffed toy whale?
I did.
You see?
I grew up
right?
in
Yeah.
World,
okay.
so.
Yeah. And Did you have storybooks about whales, or a storybook about whale? Because do you know the famous storybook, The Whale and the Snail? Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
Don't you know that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Maybe I should read it.
yeah. I was going to say, can we just pretend that you did? Right, for the purposes.
I'll do my
of this
research. I'll do my
yeah,
research.
exactly. It's British. Do you know what? It's kind of a spiritual journey story with a whale and a snail, because a whale is huge and the snail is so small. But in the book, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't read the book yet. It's a child's book. It's literally 10 minutes read, but it's beautiful and it's wonderfully illustrated. It's a Julia Donaldson book. But in it, the whale discovers it needs the snail. You see, this tiny creature, they both need each other, and it's about needing each other. So maybe there's some similarities there. Maybe it's like you need the project needs you. All of that kind of thing. Yeah. The other thing that sprung to mind was you've actually got it completely wrong when you were talking about the dream. And actually what it is that the Wales that you had in your dream is actually Wales that's attached to England. And
yeah, it was about Wales.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you were just thinking that actually sometime next year I might end up in Wales touring. Maybe it's that
would be awesome.
You see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's the extension of it. Talk to me about your sound, because so in terms of that, if you took the singing part out, when I listen to it, if I just listen to the music part of it, I'm listening to sounds like a little bit things like Explosions in the Sky, that sort of band, etc. Yeah, is that where you're coming from, sort of sound wise, in terms of this?
Yeah, we're definitely an indie rock band. We kind of play around with a lot of different sorts of genres, but kind of all central around something that could be categorized as indie rock. Like Whale Song has some electronic sorts of sounds and some more experimental sorts of aspects, but it all kind of lands around those sort of cozy vibes. We've got some songs on the record that go a little harder into like the rock area. We have horns, we've got some saxophones and some trumpet throughout. We have a trumpet player, my partner, Nick Monty, who's incredibly active in the project and has a lot of great contribution to the record as well. We have some songs that kind of enter the more folk kind of territory, but I would say it all kind of centers around a sort of like a lot of bands that have really influenced me personally are bands like Speedy Ortiz, Velvet Underground, Animal Collective.
Yeah.
It's sort of like somewhere in the middle of there. Nick Drake, love Nick Drake.
A bit of broken social scene in there somewhere, maybe, or
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the kind of collective project type thing. Do you see like other people coming into it at phases as well, maybe to more people playing live with you than necessarily on the record? Do you see that sort of thing happening?
Yeah, so at our fullest, we're a 5-piece band. So drums, bass, horn section, guitars, and singing.
Well, so hang on, a horn section. You're 5 people, but there's a horn section. So what is the horn section? One person that does.
We could have a horn section of either one person or maybe a couple more. I know for our album release show we have coming up April 6th on a Saturday, we're gonna have 2, saxophone and trumpet. So.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, if you're listening and you're an orchestra or you play chamber music or that sort of thing, and you fancy going down there and just randomly joining in, that'd be brilliant. Let's get it up to 20 people on stage, maybe 30.
Big section.
That
section.
You may, depending on the size of the venue, have to play from the audience, but it doesn't matter. You could do surround sound. From the back. Can you give us kind of any insight into, I mean, we've seen some of the graphics that have gone with the singles so far, but any insight into what's going together in the actual album as well? Where's the album art coming from, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So the inspiration, like the themes around the art, are the themes of the album. So the album is called Lifecycles. And as you listen to the album, you're kind of taken on a journey of going through all 4 seasons. So there's, 8 tracks on the album. So 1 song per season, and then 1 song per like mid-season. You start in the fall, and then by the time you're done, you're heading back toward fall by the time you're done listening to the album. But it's in addition to the themes of nature and kind of connecting with what's going on around us in the natural world, the themes of the album are a lot of moments from my own personal life that I believe to be commonly shared experiences from a lot of people. So you're going through sort of the cycle of the year, in the seasons, but you're also going through a sort of cycle of life. All sorts of different kinds of themes, like moments from my own life where I was celebrating triumphs or victories, moments I was proud of, other moments where I was experiencing loss or grief or challenge. I hope that in my own vulnerability that a listener can hear kind of their own heartbeat as they go through that sort of cycle, and a lot of commonly experienced themes that we all have as we go through life,
Oh, that sounds fantastic. In terms of when you play that live, have you thought about using a little snippet from the 4 seasons, the actual, the classical piece of music as a kind of entry piece? That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
Kind of make the connection sort of like, that's the old 4 seasons, this is the new 4 seasons. But which is your favorite of the seasons?
Of the seasons?
Well, both in life, but in terms of the record as well.
I love fall. Fall might be my favorite season. It's really hard to choose a favorite song from the record because they're all so different. I guess it kind of just depends on your mood. There's some songs that are
good answer, you see.
Really moving that you could really dance to, songs that I dance to as I've been, editing and working on the recent edits and the stems and things. There are songs that if you need like a slow jam, or something to chill out to, you have that. Songs that if you just need to like have some sort of cathartic release, you can have a bit of a cathartic release. So there's a flavor for every occasion.
You mentioned there sort of like working on the stems and then dancing to stuff, etc. As you've been doing that, have you ever thought like, should I send these stems out into the world and see if anyone can make it even more dancey?
Yeah. So that would be maybe down the road. Maybe that's like Lifecycles Part 2, Phase 2, or something like that.
Well, there you go. Listen, if you're watching, then you're a producer, and you're like, like taking sort of indie art rock music and producing something that's completely dance based. Do reach out to Rachel Kozinski. That they might
Let's talk.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like there's 2 things about that. One is you can end up with a really great artistic piece on its own, etc. And secondly, you can make another album without having to do any work, which is great.
That's true. Yeah, we're stronger together,
Yeah, well, exactly. And especially it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of money to make an album these days. What's it going to be produced like? Is it going to be digital only, or are you physically producing the album?
Yeah, so Lifecycles will be on all streaming platforms. So wherever you like to listen to your music, if you've got an electronic streaming platform you like to use, like Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music, all of the good stuff, it'll be there. Just think of it, it'll be there. We also are going to make some physical copies. We're going to start with some CDs. So if you come out to one of our shows, especially our album release show, we'll have a physical copy of the CD you can grab.
Well, no, you can't just grab it. You have to pay for it. Sorry. let's just be blunt about it. You do actually have to pay for it because A, the CD itself costs money, and B, the idea is to support the band. Yeah.
Yes,
Would you have merch as well to go with the 4 seasons? Will you have like like a a different color shirt for each of the seasons? That'd be people could choose their best season, couldn't they? And then you could like see in the audience like your spring, your summer, your winter, your autumn. In fact, could you now go and stand in your selected season, please?
Yeah, section off everyone by birthdays. No.
no, by t-shirt color. I mean, it'd be quite fun.
Yeah.
You know, we had the Deep Blue on, who are a band from England recently, and they decided to actually print off, or not print off. They decided to get stamps for their tour with the names of the different band members on, and then people could ask for a particular stamp with the band member on, and then they're going to do a count up of who had the most stamps and do sort of a poll of who was the most popular member of the band. I thought that was quite cool. You know, maybe you could have sort of like decide what color t-shirt you are, and then you could at the end of the tour you can go, well, you know, spring was the most popular, autumn, you know, whatever.
Yeah, we have three colors. We've got 3 different colors of hand tie-dyed t-shirts that we sell.
Oh, very sustainable.
Yeah. We try to be local, keep it locally sourced.
Who are you as a band listening to? Is it quite diverse as a band? What sort of music that you listen to?
Yeah, so I love a lot of the old stuff, you know, like Nick Drake, Velvet Underground, Grateful Dead. I love a lot of Midwest emo music, American Football, you know, all of those good sappy sad girl vibes. Simon and Garfunkel. Some new stuff that I like to listen to. I like Queen Herbie a lot, so I like rap, hip hop sorts of things too. I really kind of just listen to all of it.
Can you rap yourself?
I will not try to do that. No.
Not on this album. Maybe by the next one, if you get lessons from someone, you know, you just don't ever count it out. Is there anyone in the band that's got a particularly interesting taste in music? Is there anyone in the band that's got like there is?
I would say something always to keep in mind about St. Louis is we have a very rich jazz heritage here.
Cool.
And a very rich blues heritage here. So a lot of our players are professional jazz musicians. And that's their bread and butter, and that's their sort of comeuppance. And it's an awesome genre. It's an incredibly thoughtful, emotional, and technical genre, and I have a ton of respect for it. And if you're a jazz player, you're just almost like automatically an incredible musician. And we're really lucky to have a lot of really incredible jazz trained musicians in our group.
That's brilliant. Can you play jazz trumpet yourself?
Oh no.
No. What about fake? I mean, being a vocalist, can you play fake jazz trumpet at all?
I can get a couple. Well, Nick Monty, he's a great player and a great teacher, but yeah, not for me.
You don't do the old mouthing, you know, when like the jazz comes on in the background. You don't. I just think it's so fun as a vocalist, you know, just to like.
Oh yeah, like scat or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Over the top. It's you know, it's so much fun. So much fun.
Oh, totally.
When do you start touring this?
Yeah, so we will start after the album release show, April 6th, really plan out this music. We have several shows in St. Louis. We have a show up in Chicagoland, in DeKalb, Illinois, that we're going to play. Super excited with a couple great bands, Warped Wonder and Propeller. We're working on some other stuff kind of in the Midwest region here in the U.S. So we're working on building out the tour now.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
I'll leave you with one last question today, which is a dream for you, support slot at the moment. If you could find someone to be support to out there, who would that be? It's got to be someone current on the scene that's touring at the moment, etc. Who would you like to sort of like shuffle on board with?
Oh, that's such a great question. I mean, we have so many groups and bands and people that, we wouldn't even consider them like support. We have mutual respect for. We have two great bands that are going to be opening for us, Stoker and the Tyler Samuels Project, that are going to be opening for us on this project. We're playing with Goldberry in April for another show with a musician from Kansas City, I believe, Stowe. We have a lot of mutual respect for, Warped Wonder and our friend CJ Alexander Johnson, who helped produce this record. And that's the thing that I love about the music scene that I'm a part of, is that there's just so many groups and people that I have so much mutual respect for, that we get to share the stage with, and share the platform, and we're stronger together. We lift each other up.
I love that. I love your whole attitude towards the whole thing. Now, listen, if you're listening, folks, and you haven't listened to any of Rachel Kozinski yet, please do go and check out Rachel Kozinski. You can there's about 5 songs, I think, at the moment on Spotify that you can go and listen to. The album is due out soon, so you'll be able to do that. Where's the best place for people to go? Can they buy the album instead of stream it?
Yeah, so you can download the album once it releases April 7th. We'll have the physical copies in person if you want to catch us out on a show. The best place to keep up with what we've got going on is going to be Instagram. So our Instagram handle is at Rachel, Rachel, is Kozi, Kozi, with underscores in between all of those words. We keep all the most up-to-date information there.
Do that, everyone. Go and follow, say hi, and if you listen to the music and you like it, don't forget to say that you like it, because that's important. Don't just listen to it, because that's kind of like stealing a book from the library without getting the author's permission. I just feel it's polite to if you've enjoyed something, to actually say that you've liked it and enjoyed it. Listen, one last thing to anybody that's watching: if you're based in Wales and you're a band and you listen to Rachel Kozinski and you like it, and you've got a lot of money, and perhaps you're famous, not thinking of anyone in particular, Stereophonics or whoever, but if that's you and you've got a tour of the UK going on next year and you want a support slot, just make Rachel's dream come true. She's really been thinking of Wales.
Dreaming of Wales.
Dreaming of Wales. She wants to go back to Wales, and even though she hasn't ever been there, and play her song about Wales in Wales.
Yep.
And that would make her very, very happy indeed. So if you can make that happen, that would be fantastic. Do get in touch. You never know. It has happened before on this program. So if we can make that dream come, if we can make that dream come true, that would be great. It'd be great to see you perhaps next summer over in the UK playing some festivals. I think that would be great as well.
Oh, we love that. We love the festivals.
There we go, folks. It's been a wonderful Rachel Kozinski. Please do go and check out the music. Do support. Do listen. Thank you so much for putting up with me, my dog, and being such a great sport and answering all of my weird and wacky questions. I hope it wasn't too taxing.
Oh no, absolutely, so fun. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us on. We love to support what you got going on, bringing people together.
Thank you, folks. This has been my music. If you've enjoyed this, please do share and like it and all of that sort of thing. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Spotify or listening to it whilst you're driving along in the bus. Keep 2 hands on the wheel. And we'll be back soon with more of the same. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye.